I want to first welcome you to the movie theater, and we couldn't be more happy to have Movie as a partner. I'm a huge fan of the service, and they've been great supporters of the festival. And if you are not a Movie subscriber, please do so. Just not because they're a sponsor, because it's the right thing to do for you. All right, so. We have a really special guest tonight, and I'm gonna start by telling I don't think it's that long-winded, but it's maybe a rambly tale, if you don't mind. It's 2002, and back in the olden days, when I was a younger man, and before we had kids, Carrie and I used to just go to film festivals for our vacations, usually if there was really fine things to eat and fine movies to see. So in 2002, for the very first time, we went to the Sitges Film Festival. And what our general protocol was, just to cover ground, is we'd usually split up, and I'd watch a couple movies, and then we'd meet back up for lunch. And so very first day, very first film, I went to a P&I industry screening at like 9:30 or so in the morning for a movie called Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. And, I read the description. It's like, this kind of feels like my cup of tea. I had not at that point seen JSA, and so I was not familiar with the director. Over the course of that 2 hours, I cried, I got angry, I laughed, I felt really energetic. It was just, I was completely wrung through the ringer. And I'm partially saying this just so it has to be translated, is that the masturbation scene in Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is probably my all-time favorite laugh-out-loud black comedy joke in a movie theater that I've ever had. And she had to translate masturbation for me twice. So I got out of that screening, and I was just like, I don't know if you've ever seen a movie that just just makes you so alive. You're just blistering with goosebumps. And just like I was charging through the streets, and I was running to go meet Carrie, have lunch, and I couldn't stop gushing about what I had seen and what I felt like I had discovered. Obviously every right-minded human being has discovered that film at this point. But I was just on fire, and I'd never been to a genre festival. Sitges was the first festival that showed movies that I always wanted to see. Always you go to film festivals and genre movies are relegated to midnight movie slots as if they have less respect for the movies in a weird way. And so this was a festival that said, no, the finest voices in storytelling are in genre film, and we celebrate this universe like no other. And so it was that day and that screening and that lunch where we first conceived of the idea of maybe someday doing something like this in Austin, Texas. And no joke. There were several other factors that happened. Ultimately, I credit Tim McCanley's, because Tim McCanley's knew that I told him the story about Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and I told him about the idea of maybe someday doing something like this, and he dared me. Says, you just do it. And what he offered was to put on Fantastic Fest #1. This would be 3 years after that fateful screening. And if you lose any money, I will personally write you a check. I trust you that you won't try to cheat me out of some money. And so, but that was the story. That movie, that screening, Sitges was the experience. And because of that, director Chan-wook Park is, in a way, the father of Fantastic Fest. And Director Park, would you like to come down, and we actually have a little token of our appreciation that we're going to give to you, and I'll explain the significance and the power of what you're about to receive. Thank you, sir. Do we have somebody that could possibly bring us a little something from outside? I don't know if there was triumphant music maybe supposed to keep.
Special award coming.
Okay. Okay, so this is what we're known. So in Spain, this is what's called a mafiu. This is a pregnant pause that's a little bit embarrassing, but it's all in service of the great fun. Oh, there they are. There's. So this is for you. These are our wrestling powerhouses. So, this is a champion wrestling belt. And I don't know if anybody knows, do you guys read the fine print when you sign documents and contracts and things? Okay, good, because so what you may not know is you are now contractually obligated if Director Park is ever wearing this belt or holding this belt, and you are a veteran of Fantastic Fest, and you see Director Park make the boon bestowing gesture while holding or wearing this belt, then you must, it's not an option, you must drop to a knee, avert your eyes, and on the count of 3, scream, "My liege." And it's you didn't know this, but you signed that contract by attending Fantastic Fest this year. You got no say in the matter. So, Zach Abra, perhaps you would like to present the belt to Director Park, and perhaps he would like to give the very first boon bestowing gesture, if you so desire.
제스처 똑같이 따라오죠.
Would you mind maybe just hold that in one hand, and with this hand, make this gesture? No, see, that was a trick. That doesn't count. With that hand, make this gesture. Okay, so everybody, if you don't mind, stand. I know there's no room, and at the count of my 3, it's gonna be impossible in these hours, but do your damn best, all right? And it's important. Knee, avert eyes, count of 3, scream, "My liege." Knee, avert eyes, 1, 2, 3. My liege! Oh, Jesus Christ! I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I have no idea if you want to say any words. You just want to get out of the theater as quick as possible.
이런 얘기 미리 안 해줬잖아요.
You guys never told me this was happening.
We have a tradition in the United States. It is called sometimes it is better to ask forgiveness than permission.
한국의 다른 친구 감독들이 이 영화제에서 뭐 이런 상 준다는데 갈까요 말까요? 라고 나한테 묻는다면 내가 뭐라고 대답해야 될지 지금 벌써부터 고민입니다.
If other directors in Korea ask me if I should attend this festival and I have to describe what you have to go through to receive this award, I don't know what to tell them.
You just wait. The next time you're walking down New York City with that belt, waving at people and the power that you wield, I think you'll say the right thing.
얼떨결에 받긴 했는데 오늘 찍힌 사진들이 인터넷에 퍼져나갈 생각을 하니까 벌써부터 땀이 나네요.
I mean, I received the award, but imagining how this will be spread on the internet and everyone will get to see it, I'm sweating already.
Well, this is not just a celebration of what I truly believe to be the fundamental founding moment of the festival, was celebrating your work. We're also here to celebrate your absolutely stunning, wonderful new film. So maybe we should segue out of awkwardness into current celebration. So, no, I didn't do it. We're still in awkward, aren't we? What would you like to tell people before they watch this film?
예, 이 영화제에 어울리는 영화인지 좀 자신이 없네요.
I'm not too confident that this is the right movie for this festival.
충분히 쇼킹하고 충분히 기발하고 충분히 미쳐 있는지 좀 자신이 없네요.
I'm not sure it's quite crazy and creative enough for this festival.
근데 저 겉으로 보기에는 좀 조용한 영화지만 내면에는 확실히 이 영화제에 어울릴 정도로 충분히 미쳐 있는 그런 영화라고 생각합니다. 저는.
At first look, you might think that this is a quiet movie, but when you really look into it, I think it is crazy enough to fit the standards of this festival.
그리고 무엇보다도 좀 유머가 많은 작품이라고 제 작품 중에 그렇게 생각을 합니다. 많이 좀 웃으면서 즐기면서 봐주시면 좋겠어요.
Most importantly, I think this is one of my most humorous films out of all my filmography, so I hope you laugh and enjoy while you're watching.
그 영화 보고 그냥 웃으면 되지 뭘 미리 이렇게 강요를 하느냐라고 모르실지 모르겠지만 그 제 이전의 영화들을 생각해 볼 때 좀 웃기는 장면이 나와도 이게 웃어도 되는 건가 하고 잘 적응 못하는 분들이 계셔서 미리 말씀을 드리는 겁니다.
You might think it's strange that I'm enforcing you to laugh when you think it's funny. You can laugh if you think it's funny, but in the past history of all my films, people would look at funny scenes and aren't quite sure whether they should be laughing at it or not.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
I want to give
Very
you the
true.
permission in advance that you can laugh if you think it's funny.
Okay. And I also something I think I'm most proud of this community that's built around Fantastic Fest is we are lovers of the greatest storytelling on the planet, and we like a little darkness around the edges, but we really truly celebrate amazing, original, inventive stories. And I'm here to say that this movie fits exactly right in with Fantastic Fest, and I thank you for it. It's also, I think, maybe your funniest, but also maybe one of your heartbreakingly saddest films. So, yeah, all right. All right, we're going to be back for questions and answers after this amazing film. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, director, for enduring us. All right, thank you.